The Dumble is one of the first and easily the most famous boutique guitar amps. It's basically the Klon Centaur of the guitar amp world, but while a Klon will fetch anywhere between $5,000 and $10,000, a Dumble will fetch anywhere between $100,000 and $150,000. Although this one here on Reverb, it's not even a Dumble, it's a Park, so I don't know if this guy's gonna sell this. But it's interesting, right? Bill Finnegan of Klon Siberia, the company that builds these things, he never expanded his operation, always building Klon Centaurs by hand, one by one. And Dumble 2 never expanded his operation. That makes these pieces of gear not only rare, but also slightly different one to the next. The reason for the insane value of Dumbles is obviously due to the rarity, and there are animals out there who will snatch them up at the moment they come on the market and sweep them off into their private jets. Beyond the antiquity though, these amps just sound incredible. I played a Dumble once at a NAMM show for like 15 seconds, which unfortunately I didn't film, and other than that, the only Dumble I've ever seen in person was at Andy Wood's guitar camp, where Robin Ford had brought his famous Dumble to play during the show. It was crazy. He was like setting his drink on the amp, like there was a ring mark from where he had been setting his drink for years and years owning this amp. It's just a true tool for this guy. He does not give a crap that it's worth 6 figures. The thing about the Dumble to me is it has this incredible dynamic response that my favorite vintage Fender amps have, with all the meatiness and warmth of boutique amps that I normally use. That's where this little beauty comes in. This is the Amplified Nation Bombshell Overdrive, an homage to the most expensive guitar amp in the world. Now this amp doesn't cost $150,000. It's not cheap, but I'll leave a link in the description if you want to check it out. Maybe after you hear it, you can decide if it's for you. Just like a real Dumble, this input here is the normal input, and above it we have a FET input, which is where you want to plug in for the boosted stages. We have the volume that controls the clean stage. Bright switch does what it says, and this switch boosts the mids, and this switch basically feels like a gain boost on the rock setting with a bit more high end. I mean, that's just like the quintessential clean sound, is it not? The thing about all Dumble players, whether it's Robin Ford, Sonny Landreth, Joe Bonamassa, or John Mayer, they all get something different out of these already slightly different amps. So that's what I'm gonna do here. Out of all the recorded examples of Dumbles I could find, most of them being live, it was hard to pinpoint an exact gain setting that, say, for example, a Klon Centaur has a sweet spot in the gain. Instead, the sounds that I found from the Overdrive side of things were all over the map. So, you know me, I like gain. I mean, that is just one of the sweetest notes I've ever heard. notice, I was indicating what setting I was on in the text overlay. This foot switch that comes with the amp allows for both a preamp boost and switching to the Overdrive channel, and you can activate them both in tandem, of course, which is just heavenly. As you may have noticed here, we have another amp from Amplified Nation, the Steel String Singer. This was an amp made famous by Stevie Ray Vaughan, and you'll notice how the tone is both drastically different and yet still contains that special sauce we've been enjoying throughout this video. The Steel String Singer kind of amp was originally intended for lap steel guitar players, but SRV popularized it for guitar with this huge clean sound. Now this is my favorite part of the amp. It has a 3-tube reverb with send and return control, so you can control the depth of the reverb and the level into the mix, and it can sound absolutely gigantic. As you can hear, the only all-encompassing adjective or descriptor for the Dumble sound is f***ing awesome. Yes, the Dumbles are rare, and I believe that rarity adds to the lore, and I think I'll probably need a few more Guitar Super System subscribers if I ever want to afford one. Link in the description. But to answer the question that nobody asked me, is the Dumble actually worth $150,000? Well, you guys on the internet have an opinion about this. You all think that's way too expensive. Overrated. Can you say overrated? Well, here's the thing. That's right. Don't buy a Klon, buy a Ghost Drive. Don't buy a Dumble. None of us can anyway. Thanks to Amplified Nation for sending these guitar amps my way. I can't wait to get them in the rotation here in the studio. And I highly recommend them for anybody in search of that Dumble sound and making an investment in your sweet, sweet tone. Until next time, keep shredding.